We are live. What is going on, Lions fans? One Pride Nation and everyone else. Yeah, I'm a few days shorter than we usually would be, but it's never too late to talk Detroit Lions football. And I do want to give my recap on the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just a couple of days ago. Well, the game did not go as expected. 20-16 Bucks over the Lions. I thought our Lions would win 27-16. Not really what we had hoped for, but here's the good thing. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are actually a good team. I'm not saying that because they're 2-0, but because this is a team that we've played 3 times in the last, it's either 11 or 12 games, if I'm not mistaken. Teams are very familiar with each other when you play that many times, especially professional teams in a short period of time. The truth is that it was kind of a weird game, and what I mean by weird is that it just seems like it's not something right with the Lions offense. Now last year we would say that it was something wrong with the defense, but this year it's the offense that seems to be the issue. For some reason the offense is just not rolling. I don't know if it's Ben Johnson, if it's Jared Goff, or all of the above. But first let's start with some of the individual performances. Let's look at, excuse me, sorry, I lost my spot. Let's start with the offense. Looking at the screen, what stands out? Just looking at our Lions, Jared Goff having to throw the ball 55 times, 34 for 55, 307 yards with 2 interceptions, and that second interception was horrible. Now, I won't fault him for the first interception because it seemed like he was trying to squeeze it in the window to hit Jamison Williams, but Jamison Williams got bumped before he could get there, and there was an interception. The refs did not throw a flag, so I don't want to put that one on Goff. But that second one was just absolute terrible interception. And the truth is, he almost threw 2 more interceptions, reminding me of the game against the Bears last year. I was at that game, and it was absolutely crazy the interceptions he was throwing, and some of those were just absolutely horrible interceptions. Listen, interceptions happen. Sometimes it's a tip ball, sometimes it's just a freak thing, but these interceptions were horrible interceptions. And I'm really wondering, why did he throw the ball 55 times? The worst part is it's saying that he averaged 5.6 yards a throw out of 34 completions. I don't know what's going on with that. Don't know what's going on with Jared Goff. He just seems to be, I don't know if he's still rusty or he's seasick or whatever from not playing in the preseason. I don't know if it's because he got that fat check, that big signing bonus, and now he's losing his edge. I don't know what it is with him. But the truth is this: if we're going to make it to the Super Bowl, it's going to have to be because Jared Goff leads us there. It's just plain and simple there. As for the running backs, you're looking on the screen right here. You have Gibbs, 13 carries, 84 yards. Monty, 11 for 35 yards with a touchdown. Now, that's over 100 yards. If you combine the two, that's 24 carries, 119 yards. Not bad, right? With a touchdown, but it seemed like we went away from the run. I didn't really see what Tampa Bay was doing, especially when Vita Vea went out. I did not see what they were really doing to stop the Lions from grinding and running the ball. But for some reason, when it got to be crunch time, we seem to have forgotten what we did just the week before with the Rams when we ran the ball down their throat and scored. I thought that's what they were about to do here. I don't know what was going on. That did not happen. We did not lean on the run game. As for the receivers, Amon St. Brown, he bounced back 11 receptions, 19 targets, 11 receptions, 119 yards. The first game he had, what was it, people? 2 or 3 receptions for 13 yards. They definitely made it a point to target him in this game. Jamison Williams, 5 for 79 yards. I want to say something about Jamison Williams. I know it's nothing that we can do because we have Jared Goff. He's our quarterback. He's who we rolling with. But my issue is that Jared Goff does not have the arm strength to have a receiver like Jamison Williams. Even the deep pass that he hit Jamison with, Jamison had to slow down once again for Jared Goff's ball to catch up with him. Listen, if Jared Goff is thinking he's going to go to Williams, he needs to put that ball up about a second earlier so JMO can run under the ball, catch it, and run into the end zone or just run away from defenders, because he might mess around and get hurt having to actually come back and stop to get the ball instead of him catching it in stride. But as I mentioned, there's not a lot we can do with that. Gibbs was more involved in the run game this time, 7 receptions for 22 yards, and we see that he hit a couple of other receivers. My big issue is Sam Laporta. Is Sam Laporta still hurt? I mean, people, what's going on with Sam Laporta? 2 for 13 is not going to cut it, especially with the rookie year that he had in 2023. We need to get Sam Laporta the ball more. I have no idea what's going on with him. And Tim Patrick, he might have only had 2 receptions for 12 yards, but I think that if he gets targeted a little bit more, he could possibly be a good addition to the offense. As for the offensive line, I really have no complaints. I didn't see a ton of penalties. The only issue I have is that they didn't use the offensive line more in the run game and run it down the throat. Like I always say, they're supposed to have a top 3 offensive line. We need to start acting like it. As for the defense, just looking at the stats, of course, we all know on defense, the stats don't always show the numbers, but Branch was very active in tackling. So was Jack Campbell. 4 of his 6 were solo. Jack Campbell is doing exactly what they said he would do. When runners meet him, the run stops. You don't see yards after the carry when Jack Campbell gets up there. Aiden Hutchinson, he was Lawrence Taylor reincarnated. 4.5 sacks is absolutely crazy. It's just a shame that our boys lost the game with their production. And a few other guys picked up on defense as well. To be honest, I don't really care about the 20 points. I don't have an issue with how the defense played. I think the defensive line is starting to look stronger. The linebackers looked good. The DBs I thought looked pretty good. The only let me see, if I had to pick something negative on the defense, I would say Tyrion Arnold and his penalties. I didn't think that that was pass interference. I'm not saying it because it's our team playing, but I didn't think that that play in the end zone was pass interference. But he's definitely going to have to, in practice, they're going to have to do the old school move where they put boxing gloves or even other mitts on his hands, because he is absolutely using his hands way too much. I think that we have a good corner in our pocket. I think that once he stops using his hands and uses his athleticism and his instincts, I think that he's going to prove to be a lockdown corner, which is something that we have not had in a very long time. Other people contributed to, let me see, Makai Wingo. I don't see him on here recording with a tackle, but he did have a couple of pressures early in the game. Olsen Ricky is doing exactly what they said he was going to do in all season. They said he had a great all season. He had half a sack. He had 4 tackles. He stayed in the backfield. And our guy DJ Reader finally got in. Like I said, the stats don't show everything with the defense and how they played. The thing is this: the offense has to help the defense. The offense has to help the defense by staying out on the field, wearing down the other team's offense, and letting our defense get a rest and get out there and do their thing. Now, as far as the defense go, yes, Aiden had 4.5 sacks, but I still wouldn't mind seeing Hassan Reddick join this team. Now, as we speak, it is 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 18th. He could have signed that deal with the Jets by now. I haven't seen it yet. I think it's just no reason for that guy to be sitting there when he could be pass rushing for the Detroit Lions on the other side, opposite Aiden Hutchinson, and we could just have a scary defensive front. Special teams, where we at? Jake Bates, 3 for 3. I'm loving it. 35 yards. Some thought that coach should have gave him a chance to kick that. I think it was like a 62-yard field goal or something like that. 50, and it was somewhere around there. Whatever. He went 3 for 3. He is absolutely showing up. Jack Fox, 2 for 67. He was down from what I like to see. I like to see my punters at least 45 yards average. And we didn't get much in the return game, but I mean, with the new rules and the way that it's set up, I don't think that we're really going to get much as far as return game goes. So, Lion fans, there you have it. I want to get in here and give some thoughts on the game. I didn't want to get to the Cardinals game without giving our thoughts on the Buccaneers game. Listen, it was a hard loss, but I'd rather they lose this loss, get a loss like this early in the season, get it out of the way, and kind of get a reality check. Maybe this was just a loss from the Lions reading their own press clippings that they are a Super Bowl caliber team. Maybe this is a reality check, or maybe it's just that there's something going on with the offense and that needs to get fixed, and it needs to get fixed in a hurry. And by a hurry, I mean this week against the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals have looked good, but the Lions cannot go in there and win a 20-17, 23 to 13, 23-19 game. They really need to get in there and put up some points. And I'm talking 27, 28 points on the Cardinals to show everyone that this offense is back and that this was just a blip in the radar against a playoff team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, people. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell on YouTube so we can just keep talking Lions football. You see our TikTok on the screen right there. Go over there and give us a follow. And at the bottom on the scroller, you see our Twitter/X page. Go over there and give us a follow as well. Other than that, Lions fans, that's all for this one. Peace.